Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another math lesson with Mr. Hopkins. Today we're looking at lesson 3-7, more factoring completely. These are a little more complex, and you'll see as we get to it that we're going to have a leading coefficient maybe that is not just one. So let's get after it. The first one. Whenever it's a binomial, always look to see first if there's a GCF. If there isn't, question whether or not it is the difference of two perfect squares, which this one is. So x squared times x squared equals x to the fourth. The square root of 16 is 4, so plus 4 and minus 4. All right, so that's a review from last week as well and previous lessons. Now let's look at the factor on the left. X squared plus 4. Is that a perfect square? It is not. Remember, they have to be separated by a minus. Let's look at the factor on the right. X squared minus 4. That is a perfect square. So bring the first one down. And let's take a look at this. Factors of x squared are x times x. 4 also is a perfect square. 2 times 2. 1's positive, 1's negative. And that's my answer. Okay, let's look at the next one. Is there a GCF? 5 goes into all three of those numbers. 25 does not have an x, so we can't take out an x. So the GCF is just 5. Okay, now I have a leading coefficient other than 1. So what I did in the past, we multiplied that to the end, right? And had x squared minus 3x. 2 times 5 was 10. And then what I did, we put that 2x in the front of each of the factors. And then we tried to find factors of 10 that add to get 3, negative 3. So negative 5, positive 2. They add to get negative 3. They multiply to get negative 10. And then whichever factor could be reduced, we did that. So now we have 5, 2x minus 5, and x plus 1. Now this is a review all on its own just for that question. The third one, 144. Let's see, does 6, we know 6 goes into 60, but does it go into 144? It must, because 12 times 12 is 144. So let's see here, 144 divided by 6 gives me 24. Okay, there's my answer. So 6 goes into all of these. 24x squared minus x minus 10. Wowzer, this is going to be a big one. So if I multiply that leading coefficient to the end, so I need factors. Oh, hold on, let's see here. 24x, 24x. So I need factors of 240 that add to get the middle term right here, which is negative 1. For that, I will go ahead and use my calculator. We go to y equals. We put 240 divided by x, and then I go to my table. Now I'm looking for two numbers that add to get 1 or negative 1. Let's see. 15 times 16. With 15 and 16, how do I get a negative 1? Negative 16, positive 15. And remember, whichever factors reduce, we reduce them. So let's see, 8 goes into both of these. And 3 goes into both of these. So let's see what we get. We have 6, 3x minus 2, 8x plus 5. Wow, that was tough. Good practice, though. 162 x to the fourth minus 2. Well, they're both even, so I know I can factor out a 2. So 162 divided by 2, that's 81 x to the fourth minus 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And that is a perfect square. Square root of 81 is 9. Square root of x to the fourth is x squared. So 9x squared times 9x squared. And then factors of 1 is 1 times 1. 1 positive and 1 is negative. This first one is not a perfect square because it's separated by a positive sign. This next factor, though, that is 3x times 3x. Again, 1 times 1. 1 separated by a plus sign, 1 separated by a minus sign. All right, let me fix this so it doesn't look like a 4. All right. Challenging. I like it. And let's try one more. 5x to the 8th minus 5. They both have a 5 in common. Let's take that out. Then we have x to the 8th minus 1. Yes, we know, and we can already see that that's a perfect square. So we have x to the 4th. X to the 4th. Factors of 1 is 1 times 1. 1's positive, 1's negative. And yes, what do we notice? We still have another perfect square. So bring the 5 down. X to the 4th plus 1. X squared times x squared plus 1 minus 1. Oh my gosh, we're not done yet. Do we see another perfect square? We sure do. So 5 x to the 4th plus 1, x squared plus 1. And then this last factor is, yes, once again, a perfect square. X times x is x squared plus 1 minus 1. Great googly moogly. That's a lot of work. Okay, so that's factoring. Phew, a lot of work. Let's try these next 4 for practice, and that'll be in the next lesson. So stand by and please watch. Good luck. If you have any questions, please reach out.